What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to Monday night's late night agenda, which will also double up as our Brighton preview stream. I hope that you're all well. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves. I hope that you're all healthy and everything else in between. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I have a load of stuff to get through tonight, so thank you very much for being with me. I do appreciate that there's a game on live right now, so I bear that in mind, but thank you very much for giving up your time anyway. There's loads to get through, as I said, and I want to start off with a little bit of reminiscence, if you want. Bobby Firmino, 5 years ago today that he signed for Liverpool Football Club. 5 years ago. My God, how the time has flown. And I remember when Bobby first signed for the club, there was a few eyebrows raised. It seemed like a bit of a rush deal from our perspective. I remember Liverpool representatives heading over to get that signed while he was on international duty. And I remember at the time people saying that the fee seemed a little bit much. And now when we look back on it, Ian Eyre and the lads that went over there to get that job done, Michael Edwards masterclass again. It's just a great piece of business, wasn't it? I mean, nobody knew who this guy from Hoffenheim was, who this Brazilian was, and why we were making such a fuss over bringing him into the club. And I think we now know, absolute masterclass of transfer business. And Bobby Firmino, how that time has flown by. You all know he's my favourite player at the club. I absolutely love his big beam and smile, the attitude at which he takes to the pitch every single time. And people critique him for his lack of goal scoring, but I keep reminding everybody that he's not really a 9. You have to kind of think of him as a 9.5 almost. And I love the guy. What a 5 years it's been. And here's the 5 more, having Bobby Firmino at the club. Right, a few stats from yesterday before we move on, ladies and gentlemen. So Sadio Mane's goal was his 16th Premier League goal of the season, and it also means that he's now scored 20 goals, plus in all competitions for 3 seasons in a row for the Reds now. So great run of form from Sadio Mane, 3 very good seasons from him. And yesterday's result also means that Jurgen Klopp's men are unbeaten in their last 57 Premier League games and have won the last 24 Premier League games in a row. If we win the remaining Premier League games, we will be the first team ever to win all 19 Premier League games in a season, which is truly fantastic. A little bit on Curtis Jones as well from yesterday. As you know, he came on week that he signed a new contract, banged in a fantastic goal. That was his first Premier League goal, and it caps off what I said was a very, very good week for the young man. Not really much else to say about the Villa game. Wasn't our best performance again, but the guys kept a clean sheet. They got the job done, and it's another 3 points on the way to potentially setting some more records. We know what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking about. Of course, I want us to overtake Manchester City's 100 points tally. Right, let me just dip into the chat and say hello to everybody before we get stuck into some transfer gossip and everything in between. Milo, welcome in. Alex, LFC fan, Scott, Carl, Kylian Plummer, Harley, Kieran, Shield, Joanne, everybody else, Elijah, John, Scotty, and everyone that's in the house. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope that you're all well, as I said at the start of the stream. Some of the messages that you guys have been sending lately in the Discord group have really warmed my heart, and I just want to say thank you for that, because that Discord group can be the best of both worlds at times. I get to see the best of humanity in there, but I get to know people as well, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to start up the Discord group for our members. And as I said, if you want to become a member of Anfield Agenda FC, as you can see on the screen there now, all you have to do is click that blue join button. Membership is just 99p a month for Anfield Agenda FC, or it's $4.99 a month for our Ultra membership, which gets you everything that you see on the screen, all the custom emojis, the custom badges. Those badges change the longer you're with us. They start from bronze, silver, gold, and then eventually the big Anfield Agenda red one. And there's more emojis on the way, by the way. I know Connor's working hard on those, and we will be recording the first of this month's podcast for our Ultra members as well. We're going to redo at the end of the season the memberships, by the way, so please do keep an eye out for that one as well. I think Connor's going to put together a questionnaire for all of our members and send that out to you guys, or put the link up on the Anfield Agenda, the community tab of the Anfield Agenda page, and give us your feedback. As I said, this is your channel. We want to do what you guys want us to do. Right, let me get some more comments. We're 1 to 3 on to get Thiago, said Callum Shaw. You know I'll be talking about Thiago very soon. Bernadette, lovely to see you in as well. That t-shirt is banging, thank you very much. I'm very proud of it. As you know, this is me being very bold. Usually, as you can see me, it's usually just a black t-shirt, but I decided to shake it up a little bit, and I went out and got myself a bit of a camo top, just to try and be cool with the kids, you know, to maybe down with you young folk. I'm only joking. I just like Adidas, as you know at this point. Right, Dave Sweeney's in the house as well. Dave, lovely to see you. Elijah John said, I saw a post on my Facebook about Flair placed at the Dixie Dean statue, obviously to be condemned, but the animosity and the bitterness from the Evertonians was horrendous. I don't really want to get drawn into that, mate. Obviously, nothing should be defaced or demeaned in any way, shape or form, and I absolutely condemn that with you. But after that, I don't want to get into the bitterness and the arguing, mate. Let's try and keep it positive, because there's enough dreariness going on in the world right now. People come in, we want to have a good time, we want to kick back and relax for an hour. Just to give you guys a heads up, by the way, about what's going to come up for the rest of the week on the channel, I'm going to be taking tomorrow off because I need to get some R&R because it's been a really busy time. We're going to be back on Wednesday then. We're going to be doing the watch-along, obviously, the Brighton game. So as I did say, tonight will act as a bit of a preview. I'll be going through my starting 11 score predictions and all that as well a little bit later on in the stream. We've got a $20 super chat in. Wow, thank you so much, mate. So Curtis Jones, what a player. Liverpool friend was singing the Mane song against Villa. Arsenal fan here, the new signing is a fantastic player for you guys, can't lie. Do you think we'll win against Leicester? Love your stuff. Well, thank you TD Shifts for the super chat, mate. I'm really intrigued by the game against Leicester, and I'm going to be watching that one, Arsenal against Leicester. One of the reasons actually why I'm taking some time off, because there's loads of games on tomorrow that I want to watch as well. So it's going to be an interesting battle, mate, because I'll tell you what, you got a really good result against Wolves that, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't see coming, but you deserved it, so fair play. And Arteta's got you guys playing a little bit better. I'm more intrigued to see if the board back Arteta in the transfer market and see what Arsenal can do in that sense. But you did get, of course, the kid that we were after. I say we, as in our group. I really like the look of Saka. I was hoping he didn't sign a new deal with Arsenal, but he did, and you've got yourselves a very good player. But Curtis Jones, as you said, man, what a player he is. I mean, signing his first professional contract at the club, 5 years, fantastic. Actually, I don't even, was it his first professional contract? Maybe it was. I think it was his first one. Anyway, it was a much improved contract than the one he was on. Great to see him show such confidence when he comes on. That's one thing I've always loved about Curtis Jones. Even when he was playing in the underage start or the underage system, he never hid. He always wanted the ball, always took responsibility, and always backed himself. And I think that's one of the reasons why Jurgen Klopp loves him so much as well. Craig, saw you on the 888 Sport video. I really like you on it. Do you ever think you'd go on something like the kickoff? Thank you, by the way. I'm glad you enjoyed the 888 Sport videos. We recorded them a good while back, actually. They were done in January, if my memory is correct. And yeah, I always enjoyed doing them as well. I got to meet some lovely people. I got to meet Expression, Stephen, Troops, Lee Chappie, Rory Jennings, and I probably missed out some. Andy Tate as well was there for that one. It was great. Would I go on the kickoff? Yeah, of course I would. If True Geordie or Lawrence ever reach out and invite me on, I'll be over there in a heartbeat. It would be a pleasure to go on there and chat with those guys and promote our channel as well, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's why I do these type of things, to let more people know about our wonderful community. And if the day ever comes I get invited on the kickoff, yes, 100% mate, I'll be delighted to go on. Right, let's get into some transfer gossip, shall we? And let's start off with somebody who was already at the club, but today did sign his first professional contract with Liverpool Football Club, and that is, of course, Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott is a lifelong Red, and it's wonderful to see him commit his future to the club. And you can just see how happy he is. You see pictures of him when he was younger at Anfield in his Liverpool shirt, playing for Fulham, obviously, before we signed him. I think he was the youngest player ever to play in the Premier League, I think, if my memory is correct. But what a signing this kid is. I mean, 17 years of age, got the world at his feet. I don't know what else to say other than I'm really looking forward to seeing how he progresses. Another young man who's not lacking in confidence, and let's just hope that he lives up to all of our expectations. And you know what? I think that he will, because this kid really does look like something special. It's great that he's a Red through and through. I want to cast your mind back as well to something we said previously, that he had the option of going to Real Madrid. Yeah, they wanted him. They invited him over to have a look around the Santiago Bernabeu, meet Sergio Ramos, and he said, nah. He said, nah, I didn't like what he did to Mo. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm alright. And he came to Liverpool. And look, it's still very early days in his career, but I think you guys will agree with me. He looks like a very exciting prospect. So, congratulations to Harvey Elliott. He was speaking about it earlier on, speaking to the club's official website, and he said, I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I'm just excited to give everything to the club and to the fans. Straightforward, simple, but to the point, exactly what we wanted to hear as well. So, congratulations to Harvey Elliott, and we look forward to many years of you at the football club. Right, next, a little bit on Kai Havertz. Not somebody who I genuinely believe is going to come to Liverpool, by the way, but there was a report, I think it started in the Express, well, at least it was quoted in the Express, and it says that Liverpool are monitoring Bayer Leverkusen's Kai Havertz. The report goes on to say that the player is valued in and around €100 million and that Chelsea are leading the race for his signature. I don't think we have €100 million or £85 million or whatever it is to go and sign Kai Havertz in this window. There's no doubt that there's going to be a whole host of clubs around Europe that want to get him in. Very good season again for Leverkusen. They did lose the German Cup final to Bayern Munich the other day. But look, top talent. No doubt he's going to want to move to the Premier League at some point. And let's wait and see what happens with this. But I don't hold much hope of him coming to Liverpool, if I'm being honest. As much as we'd all love him, as good as a player as he is, Chelsea seem to be leading the race from everything that we've been reading in the media. But, you know, until somebody signs on the dotted line, you just never know. You just never know. Again, though, I want to be real in what I say. I don't want to give anybody false hope, and I don't see it happening, if I'm being honest. But look, I'll dip into the chat and see what you guys think about it in a minute. Last piece of news for the day, and that is, of course, around Thiago, the biggest transfer rumour probably in LFC circles at the minute. So the Echo have reiterated their stance that they believe Liverpool have no plans to make a move for Bayern Munich's Thiago. I don't know what to make about this one. I mean, I don't want to, say the Echo are wrong and other people are right, but it's certainly not the view that's shared by many of the European counterparts who, I've got a whole host of outlets reporting that Liverpool have agreed terms with the player. And the reports suggest that Bayern want in and around €35 million for Thiago, which seems fairly reasonable, if I'm being honest, and something that, 28 million pounds, something like that. Liverpool should be able to get that type of money together. His wages in and around 7.6 million a year, something like that. So 140 grand a week? 150 grand a week, something like that. Again, not out of the realms of possibility for somebody as experienced as he is, somebody that's played at a higher level as he has, international for Spain, obviously played at Barcelona, played at Bayern Munich, used to winning things, somebody who Klopp admires. We've heard Klopp talk about him in the past, that he's one of his favourite players in the Bundesliga. Again, going back to Thiago, talking about when Bayern Munich were knocked out of the Champions League by Liverpool, he said that our midfield was a pressing machine. So I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. And when I say on the fence, I mean with regards to whether we're genuinely in for him or not. I hope that we are. The more I think about this, the more I look into it, the more I look at his stats and stuff. And look, I'm not somebody that generally looks at stats too much, because I'll be open and honest and say I'm not somebody who understands how to interpret them as well as other people who are out there, Paul Tompkins and people like that, who really know how to implement stats. But just to get a flavour of what he's like, and his dribbling stats are really good. Obviously, somebody's a bit more of a deep-lying midfielder, and might give us the edge that we're lacking at times. So, I don't know. I'm going to go into the chat now and see what everybody thinks on this one. But for me, it seems reasonable. I mean, I said the other day when we were talking about this that I hope it's not a case of Thiago coming in and us not giving Gini Wijnaldum a new contract, because I think we all love and respect Gini, and what he's done at the football club since he's been here has been magnificent. He's played in a whole host of different positions. He's progressed. He's been Mr. Consistency, Gini. You always get a 7 or 8 out of 10 from Gini Wijnaldum. Klopp loves him. He seems to be well loved around the group as well. The fans love him. I think he's earned that new deal, but again, hasn't been signed yet. There's been lots of talk that him and Verge are going to get new deals, and I hope that that's the case. But I think it was maybe in 442 magazine. Again, if I'm wrong on this, I apologise about the source. But I think they said something like, it only makes sense if it would be Gini out and Thiago in. Now again, if I've misquoted the specific site, I apologise. I think it was 442, but somebody out there in Media Land did write an article to say that the only way they could see it making sense would be if Gini left and Thiago came in. I don't know. I really don't know. I can already see from just glancing to the chat, some people are saying we need an attacking option. And you know what? I agree. I fully agree. I've been in agreement for a long time. But one thing that is starting to change with me the longer this goes on, and last year I never would have thought I'd be saying this, but I'm starting to question if Divock is up to it. I'm starting to question if Divock Origi, as many important goals as he had scored for us, and he has scored some really important goals, Champions League final, Champions League semi-final, Newcastle, he scored some very big goals for Liverpool Football Club, but he just doesn't seem to be up to the level yet, in my humble opinion. and nothing would have made me happier than him hitting those heights, because he could have left Liverpool, didn't sign a new contract, could have left for free. I just don't see him at the level yet. I really don't. Like Takumi, it's way too early to talk about Takumi because he needs to settle in. And he's shown some good signs. 7.25 million quid. I'm always going to say that's an absolute bargain. So we'll give him time. But right now, even the most ardent Divock Origi supporter, of which I would have been one of them, has to admit that there is a massive drop-off from our front three to bringing in Divock Origi. And it's a shame, because I'd love to be on here saying that he's a solution, give him time, but I just don't see it. I see flashes of it occasionally. But he was, again, just not great against Villa, albeit nobody was that great against Villa. We've seen, a massive lift up in performance when Hendo, when Firmino, when Gini came on. So look, I'm going to hand it over to the chat for a while, see what you guys think about this one. I have a little bit of stuff on Andy Robertson to talk about. I've got my preview for the game against Brighton to talk about as well. But let's see how you guys are feeling. Paul Moran said Origi is way off the boil at the minute. Scott said he's not good enough, mate. Thiago will replace Lallana, said Captain Clun. I've always seen Curtis Jones as that replacement in my own mind, but I get where you're coming from. I bet we sign nobody. Really annoying, said Paul Moran. We need a poacher of an out-and-out striker, said Dave Smith. I've been saying it about Origi for the last 2 seasons. He's just not good enough, said David Newell. What do you think the New Balance not making any more shirts even though they're sold out? I didn't read that, Carl. I did say something on yesterday's stream that I had read that 1.7 million shirts or something like that have been sold by New Balance this season. So you can see why we're such an attractive proposition for Nike and other kit manufacturers. But what I do hope we start to get a confirmation of when the Nike kits are going to be available, because I fully agree with the stance that we play out the season in the New Balance kits, and that New Balance get all those images of Liverpool wearing New Balance shirts lifting the Premier League title. They paid for that right. They deserve it. But I would like to have a date at least put out there for when we can start pre-ordering the Nike shirts. And I don't know if that's absolutely spot on, Carl, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but if they aren't making any more shirts and they are sold out of a lot of the shirts, then why not give us a release date for the Nike ones? And why not confirm what we think we know? Do you know what I mean? We've seen the 3 shirts. We think we know what they look like, but sometimes you get better images and things look a lot clearer when the club put out the glossy pictures with Nike and stuff. So I'm hoping that we get some news on those really soon, because the season ends the end of July. You'd imagine they're going to be on sale from August. You'd imagine Nike have had them ready for a while to go. So I would love the club to do a bit of a release date on them, and so we can all start to look forward to those shirts and see what the gear looks like. Right, what else have we got? Keep your comments coming, ladies and gents. I'm going to do a bit of Andy Robertson talk in a few minutes, and then we'll get into the preview. I think that Origi's been good, but I think it'd be time to move him on and bring somebody new in, said Cosmic Cortex. Elijah John 5 said, a club the magnitude of ours should not be relying on up-and-coming players. We need to sign established quality players. I kind of agree with you to some extent there, buddy, and sometimes I don't, because I like the idea of the likes of Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Raheem Brewster. I like fresh young blood coming in and, looking like the future is bright, and Neco Williams as well, of course, Kiana Hoover, Sepp van den Berg, the list could go on. And there's no doubt that these are very promising young players. But I can't deny what you've said. We are a club now who is right at the pinnacle of world football. And we have brought in some fantastic players for big money, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson Becker, but it's been a little while, hasn't it? And we would like to see Liverpool maybe go out there and make a bit of a statement signing, albeit I understand it's difficult in this current market with the world where it is financially and stuff. So I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. But look, there was some good news today. The latest round of Premier League coronavirus tests have shown 0 positive results, which is great news for the Premier League. Another good round of testing. This time there was 1,973 tests that were conducted. So again, great news that everybody's fit and healthy and ready to go. So yeah, happy to hear that today. Just read that before I came on, actually, which is why I was scrolling down through my notes, because it was right at the bottom. Right, what else do we think? Any more thoughts on transfer gossip? Anything you guys have seen that you want to add to the conversation before we move on? Bring Brewster home, said Scott. He will be at Swansea for the rest of the season, mate. And from what I've read, now I don't know if the situation has changed, so things always evolve in football. But from what I've read, the plan was to send Brewster out on loan again next season. I don't know if the current situation has changed Jurgen Klopp's thinking on that one. But if he was to go out on loan, one thing I've always said is I would rather he went and got a move to a Premier League club, because he's shown that he can handle it in the Championship. He's scoring some goals for Swansea. He's been quite bright, actually, since the restart. And I'd like to see him test himself in the Premier League, because that's where he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing right at the pinnacle of the Premier League. European football, you know, we are the world champions. We are the Premier League champions. Technically, we're still the European champions, even though we were knocked out by Atleti. So yeah, I want them to get a move to a Premier League club. Leeds, Sheffield United, somebody like that. I'm assuming Leeds are going to come up, by the way, because they look nailed on. But that's my thoughts on it. But this is an open conversation, ladies and gentlemen, so please let me know what you think. I'm going to go into the chat to get some comments, but if you're watching this back later on, please let me know in the comment section. As you can see, we've done it. We've gone past 40,000 subscribers on our little channel. That is thanks to you guys and because of your amazing support. So if you're new to the stream and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please do hit the button. Give us a thumbs up as well. And as I said, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. We've loads of good stuff coming up. And we've loads of even better stuff that we're preparing for next season. Connor's working really hard behind the scenes. The run of Champions mugs that we did, we stopped selling those yesterday. So thank you to everyone that bought them. That was the first bit of Anfield Agenda merch that we ever put out. I know that there's some more stuff coming. And I think you guys will like it. But as I said, there's some really exciting stuff that we're getting ready for next season. So I hope you guys to continue to support the channel, to enjoy what we do. And as always, this is an open forum, so if there's anything that you want us to include or anything that you'd like to add to what we do, if you're not a member and you can't join the Discord group, you can always get a hold of us at AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com, or it's simply just contact@AnfieldAgenda.com if you have any questions or anything that you want to send our way, or anything that you just want to say, hey, I'd love to see you guys do this or this, and we always read them and we always try and get back to as many as we can, because look, we are your channel. Without you guys, we ain't shit. So thank you again to everybody. Right, more comments, let's keep going. Another super chat from TD Shifts. Thank you so much, mate. You've been very generous to us tonight. All these super chats for a small channel like ours mean the world, so thank you, pal. He said, would you swap Keita for Havertz if possible? Just think of three of Firmino, Mane, Salah, Havertz, Thiago and Hendo. Oh man, that's a difficult one. I love Naby Keita, man. I absolutely love him. So I probably would, you know. Do you know, I probably would for Kai Havertz. But that's a really difficult conversation, man. I absolutely love Naby Keita, and I love that we're starting to see the best of him. But Kai Havertz, as young as he is, as good as he is, that link-up play between midfield and attack, yeah, he'd be the job, man. He would really, really do wonders at this football club. But what do you guys think in the chat? It's a great question. What do you guys think? Would you swap Naby Keita for Kai Havertz? Joanne said, still waiting for my mugs. The first ones went out today, Joanne. I know Ellie and her dad got their mugs and they were kind enough to send us a picture of them. So thank you, Ellie, if you're watching. And thank you to Dad as well for buying two of them. They look great. I'm glad that you're liking them as well. They're very happy with them. So hopefully you get them soon. Craig, why can't I send super chats? I've got no idea, Jersey boy. That's got nothing to do with us, mate. We don't control whether you can or can't send super chats, pal. That's a YouTube issue. We've no control over that, buddy. Krish, I'm really good, thank you, mate. I hope you're well. What's the news about Havertz? We've already gone through with Oisin. Basically, the news was that there's a report in, I think it started in the Express, if my memory's right, that said Liverpool are monitoring Kai Havertz, and Bayern Leverkusen want 100 million for him. Chelsea are also leading the race to sign him. That's pretty much it, man. There's not too much to it, really. Oh, Newland Voider, yes. I keep forgetting about Newland. Super chats, there he is. Look at him. Champions League winning, Premier League winning, World Cup winning, Super Cup winning, Mr. Newland Voider there. I haven't stopped dancing yet since we met on our first date. Go on, son. I haven't stopped loving you yet. It's alright, it's alright. Go on, Newland. Look at him go. Beautiful bastard. Look at him. We're actually thinking of doing some Newland merch. I shit you not. We are thinking of doing some Newland merch because he's a little mascot. We love the dude. Right, more comments. Let's keep them coming. Super chat. Thank you very much, Zwanan Soman. I hope I pronounced that one correctly. If I got it wrong, mate, I do apologise. If given only 100 million to spend After all the sales, which one world-class player would you sign? Havertz, Koulibaly or anybody else? Sancho. The answer has to be Sancho, buddy. I mean, 100 million, that's about the Jadon Sancho number. So for me, Sancho. Havertz would be next on the list. If I was to drop down a little bit, I'd be looking to maybe bring in two players. Maybe a Houssem for 35, 40 million. And then somebody else after that, maybe another attacking wide player. I looked at Samuel Chukwueze playing against Barcelona yesterday, and he's still not up to the standards that I'd be happy with bringing in, even with Jurgen Klopp's coaching. But yeah, if I had 100 million, I could bring in one player. It would have to be Jadon Sancho. After that, probably Kai Havertz, then Houssem. But if I was bringing in Houssem, obviously I'd have change and stuff. But good question. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate the super chat as well. Thank you so much. What do you guys think? It's a great question. So we have two questions to answer. One, would you swap Naby Keita for Kai Havertz? And two, if you were given 100 million to spend, who would you bring in? Thank you for the questions. What have we got? We're great now, said Justin. Or Elijah John 5, thank you. Who do you prefer, Gini or Thiago? Do you know what? I would probably take Thiago, mate, if I'm being honest. I love Gini. I love what he does for the club. But we have a lot of Gini Wijnaldum type midfielders at Liverpool. So Thiago will give us something a little bit different. Do you know what I mean? So, as difficult as it is, because I love Gini. How could you not love Gini? I'd probably rather Thiago. And when I used to think about 29, I used to think, Liverpool don't sign 29-year-olds. That's right at the end of the career. But 29 years of age is the same age that Xavi Alonso went to Real Madrid from Liverpool. And look how well he did there. And players these days are playing to 33, 34, 35 and onwards. We just seen actually Matic sign a new 3-year deal with Manchester United today. I'm sure you guys seen that. Josh Dunn said Sancho sounds good. I'd like WFM and or hashtag blame Connor merch, said Liz. WFM will definitely be incorporated into merch, Liz. I mean, if we do any t-shirts or hoodies, the plan was to have WFM on one side, the Anfield Agenda badge on the other side. So that's probably where we'll go with it, Liz, if I'm being honest. You know I love me a bit of WFM. By the way, if you're new to the channel, WFM is the motto of Anfield Agenda, and it's not a motto that's kind of trying to just big us up. It's just a motto about us all as a movement. And what does WFM stand for? It stands for We're Fucking Massive, because that's what we are as a family here. That's what we are as a collective community. I'd bring in the Dama Traore and Thiago, said Cosmic Cortex. It's a good shout. That's two good signings. Swap Lovren for Thiago, said Liverpool, you never walk alone. Jersey boy, please stop putting the same comment in over and over about Revolut, mate. I'm on a stream. I can't fucking dip into Revolut to have a look when I'm in the middle of a stream, mate. Thank you if you send something to us. I really appreciate that. But I'm on a stream, mate. I can't go picking up my phone and go looking on Revolut. But I do appreciate it, Jersey boy. And I don't mean to be rude, mate. But, you know, I'm in the flow here. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to lighten up. And I'm easing into this stream, buddy. What do you think of Phil Foden? Love him. Very good footballer. Not going to come near Liverpool. Obviously, he's going to be at Manchester City. But the next generation of English football talent is looking very bright. Obviously, himself, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, James Maddison, Saka. There's just a great group of young English players coming through there. Obviously, Mason Greenwood at Manchester United. Hate to say it, but he looks the real deal as well. Yasir said, would you rather have Ben White or Joe Gomez? Ben White or Joe Gomez? Joe Gomez, man. I mean, I know Joe Gomez did put in one iffy performance, but I really, really rate Joe Gomez. Ben White is somebody who I'd like us to add if we move on Dejan Lovren, but I'm not swapping Joe Gomez, man. I love Joe Gomez, and to me, he's the perfect partner for Big Verge. TD Shift with another super chat. Wow, thank you, mate. Me and my mate, who's a Liverpool fanboy, met Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robbo. Super nice guy. Van Dijk came over, towered over me and scared me no end, but what a nice guy also. You lucky bastard. And I mean that in a nice way. Yeah, I'd imagine Big Verge standing over you, you'd kind of be like, He's a colossus, isn't he? He's massive. But yeah, nice one. I'm glad they were nice as well, because it's always lovely when you meet players and they live up to your expectations, isn't it? Jersey boy, I'm only playing with you, mate. It's all good. You know I love you, pal. There's no need to... I'm only messing. This is just me having a bit of banter with you, pal. Glory, Man United is more massive, said William Sanderson. I said I won't troll more than that. It's alright, mate. You're welcome in for a bit of banter, William. And it's good-natured and good-hearted, buddy. You must be quite happy with life at the minute, obviously. United gone well. I'm not happy about that, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. But thank you, William, for coming in. Just came in now. What did I miss? Said Hassan. Not too much, mate. Little bit of talk about 5 years to the day that Bobby Firmino signed his Liverpool contract. We talked about Harvey Elliott obviously signing his new deal. A few stats from the game yesterday. Talked a little bit of transfer gossip around Kai Havertz. Maybe Liverpool looking at him, although not for €100 million. We won't be spending that type of money on him. If we were, we just don't have it at this moment in time by the looks of it. We also spoke around Thiago as well, which is the really hot topic amongst Liverpool fans. Right, I want to move on to Andy Robertson for a minute. So Andy Robertson has confirmed that he's fit and ready to go for the game against Brighton. He picked up a late knock against Villa, but speaking to the club's website, Robbo said, I've just got a bit of a dead calf just in the challenge with Grealish with about 20 minutes to go. Just a tangle of legs and I got a dead calf. We'll be good to go. It's a hectic period and we need to keep as fresh as we can. Obviously after 13 weeks off, we've now got 3 weeks of a lot of games. So that's what the squad is for. We made 4 subs today and every single one of them had a massive impact. We made 3 changes to the starting lineup, so we'll wait and see what the manager does on Wednesday. I'll be good to go and hopefully he picks me and hopefully we can have another positive performance. So great to know that Robbo is available for the game against Brighton tomorrow. And look, I'm going to move on and do my predictions for the Brighton game. As I said, I just want to remind everybody there won't be a stream tomorrow. We'll be putting up a clip from this stream tomorrow about the predictions, but there won't be a live stream tomorrow. But we will be back on Wednesday for that Brighton game. We will be scheduling it because we've started to schedule our watch-alongs again. And they've been going okay, so fingers crossed. And we'll be starting half an hour before kick-off, so hope you can join us for that one. But right, let's get straight to it. Let's get into, look at that change of scenery. This is my starting 11, or my predicted 11, and my score predictions for the Reds game at the Amex against Brighton. Right, let's get into the back 5. No real changes. I've gone for Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson. That's it. No changes there. Everybody's fit. Everybody's healthy. There was some rest given to Robbo, so I'm not changing anything. That's my back 5. Into midfield, though, I have made the changes. No Fabinho for me in this game. I just think he needs a bit of a rest. He's played games since we've come back, so I've gone for Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum and Naby Keita as my midfield trio. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain didn't look his best against Aston Villa. Fabinho, I think, was grand. Didn't really put too much of a foot wrong. But I just thought, again, freshen it up, bring the captain back in. He obviously came on as a substitute against Villa. That's the midfield trio I'd go for. Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum and Naby Keita. Up front, I thought long and hard about whether I'd rest Sadio. I tried to predict a rest for Sadio against Villa, but I got it wrong because it was a rest for Bobby. I also tried to predict that Takumi would start, but it was Divock that started. So I thought long and hard about whether I'd rest Sadio Mane and maybe either bring in Takumi or maybe even Curtis Jones, give him a bash on that left-hand side. But I've stuck with the front 3 because I think that they need to play themselves back into some more confidence. 5 games to go now in the season. We need 4 wins to break Manchester City's 100 points tally. I hope that we can do it. I hope that we pick up 3 points against Brighton at the Amex. So, again, just to run through the 11. Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Wijnaldum and Keita. And then Salah, Firmino and Mane. That's my predicted 11. I've gone for a 3-1 win for the Reds. I'd rather a 2-0, but I didn't want to go 2-0 again because I went 2-0 against Villa. So that's my prediction. I think we should be looking to win this game fairly handily. Brighton are safe by the looks of it, so well done to them. That must have been their aim at the start of the season. We should be going there and beating Brighton, but football isn't played on paper. We need to show up, we need to put in the performance. I'm predicting we're a little bit better than we were against Villa, but the quality's hold against Villa. Now, I want to give a shout out to our keeper, by the way, who made a magnificent save from Jack Grealish and didn't put a foot wrong in the game against Aston Villa. So calm, so assured. Again, distribution is quality from Alisson, but he is just what we lacked for such a long time. So it's magnificent to have him back at his best. And again, I thought Villa had more chances before we went and won the game, killed it off at the end. Maybe there were some tired legs from their point of view. I was shocked that they kept Grealish on the pitch, I have to say. I was absolutely shocked because he picked up a knock early on. And, Dean Smith has a lot of games coming up, a lot of important games coming up for Villa to try and stave off relegation. So I thought they might have taken him off and rested him, but fair play to him. He gritted his teeth and played through it, and we got some 2 late goals there with Sadio Mane and Curtis Jones as well, and 2 good goals, very good goals actually. I thought the goal for Sadio, excellent pass from Naby Keita. I'm sure you guys seen the wonderful view of that actually that the club put up, and then Curtis Jones came on, straight away, bang, goal, lovely, great week for him. Yeah, so that's what I've gone with, a 3-1 win for the Reds. That's my 11. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your starting 11s. If you're watching this back, please do let me know in the comment section below what you go with. If you agree with what I've gone with, or if you'd like a different midfield, or maybe rest one of the back five, I don't know. But yeah, 3-1 win for the Reds for me. As I said, I hope we keep a clean sheet, but you guys know me by now. Whenever we play away, I usually do give the home team one goal. And do you know what? I've got a few predictions right this season on the scores. I wish I'd have stuck a few quid in them, but we'll wait and see what happens. Right, super chat. How's Ox Beanson's coming to you from us? He was a great player when he played for us. I was watching Robbo against Villa. His crossing was poor. Agree, said TD Shift. Again, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I've loved Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain since he's come to Liverpool, and he's really won the fans over. Such a shame he picked up that injury against Roma in the Champions League. That he was, since Coutinho left, he was a revelation. He really stepped up. And he now, sometimes he comes in, does a good job, sometimes he's a little bit, but all in all, I think it's been a good piece of business. He definitely gives us another dimension for midfield. He's a little bit different to the midfielders that we have, and I think again this is why we're talking about the Thiago stuff as well, just because we have some hard-working midfielders, and I don't want to call them water carriers because I find that very rude actually to discuss midfielders and just say they're simply just workhorses, because they're not. They're more than that. They're intelligent footballers. They're excellent when it comes to the tactics the Klopp instills and wants them to play. Their pressing is out of this world. And with Chamberlain, you get all of that, but you also get those direct runs of his, and he loves a shot as well. So I also agree, both of our fullbacks were a little bit off in the last couple of games, so can't really disagree with what you've said there. And let me just switch this image back over. There we go. Right, I want to give a shout out as well to our other social media channels. So if you enjoy what we do on here, thank you. Our Instagram account is growing so quickly. Oh, I'm absolutely shocked. Not shocked at the great work Connor's doing over there, but just shocked at how quickly it's starting to grow. So if you like us on here, please do give us a follow on Instagram and on Twitter. You can find us at Anfield Agenda. Really straightforward, just our name, really. Couldn't be any easier. I'm going to be doing an Instagram live tomorrow. I'm not sure whether it'll be a Q&A or whether I'll just jump on and do an Instagram live. So please do keep an eye out for that one, and whatever your thoughts are, please do let me know when I do that. So again, yeah, just at Anfield Agenda. We're going to try and push on and grow the Instagram account as quickly as we can. So if you like us on here, please do give us a follow over there as well. And of course on Twitter. What have we got said? Dan plays, another United fan say, glory, glory United, came here for the fun, not for the trolls. It's all good, buddy. We respect the hustle, well in. What else is there? Salah needs to do more, to be fair, though. He got a nice assist yesterday, said Elijah John 5. Yeah, it was a lovely cushioned header down to Curtis Jones. But, you know, he didn't get enough protection from the referee, for me, if I'm being honest. I thought that there was at least one penalty. We could have had 2 penalties, and Salah was getting dragged back constantly and getting nothing from Paul Tierney, so I wasn't too happy about that, if I'm being honest. Is Alisson injured or something? No. Why? Who said he was? I literally just I'm sure he was in my starting 11. Let's have a look. Yes, he is. He was in my predicted 11, so no, he's not injured. The Ox Fire said Liverpool never walk alone. I really hope Salah bags himself the golden boot treble, said Rafinha for Lamb. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's a little bit off the pace, isn't he? He's going to have a very good end of season, and I don't want them to get selfish. So, I don't know who's going to win it this year. Look, it's probably going to be between Vardy and Aubameyang, but you never know. You never know. Yusuf said, Craig, do you have Snapchat? No, I don't, mate. I'm far too old for Snapchat. Maybe down the line, you never know. I'd say TikTok's probably more likely, though, because you know me, I do love to make a holy show of myself, so maybe. Right, what else? We've got Richarlison diving in the Spurs game, said LFC fan 96. Right, what else is there? One more thing. Is that all my news? Yeah, that's all my news. So look, I'm going to do the last 15 minutes or so of this stream purely by going through your comments, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've anything you want to say, please do whack it into the chat and I'll get through it. Joanne, thank you for the hot mic update, although we won't be using the hot mic for the foreseeable, Joanne, for technical reasons at our end. We're just going to be doing the games on YouTube for the rest of this season, probably. And then we'll reevaluate it over the summer. But again, thank you for the update. Salah hat-trick tomorrow, said Andy Kirkman. I don't mind who scores the goals, Andy pal. Salah hat-trick could be grand. But yeah, I don't mind who scores them. I've always said that. I just want Liverpool to get the 3 points. Jamie Vardy said Hassan. Yeah, he's probably him or Aubameyang, probably for the Golden Boot. Salah hat-trick could be mad, said Hassan. Will Elliott be a prolific goal scorer, I wonder, said Elijah John. I haven't got a clue, man. I'm really excited by him, though. And it's mad, like, at his age, there's no way I would have been able to cope with everything that he's already achieved in his career. And again, great for him to sign that first professional contract at the club that he's supported all his life as well. So, yeah, absolutely class. Do I see your Twitter DMs? I don't go on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter for probably a month, maybe a little bit longer. I just find it too toxic on there. And there are some great people on there, and I've met some wonderful people on there, but nah, it's just got too much for me on Twitter. I just couldn't be coping with it, so I don't look at them. I can't say if Connor does or not care bear, but if you want to message us, it's always best to contact us by email, because that way I can promise you I'll read the emails, because I'm the one who checks them all. So if you want to get in contact at AnfieldAgenda.com is the best way to go, or AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com. Right, what else we got? Did you see Son and Lloris? No, I did not. I'm not watching the game, man. I'm in the middle of a live stream. I really rate Son, said Dave Smith. I absolutely love him as well, man. I would have loved him to come to Liverpool, but it's not going to happen. Would you spend any of our budget on Mbappe or Sancho from the monies winning the Premier League from player sales? I'd go Mbappe. There's no way we're going to sign Mbappe, man. Just apart from the transfer fee, which would probably be $250 million, or $250 million, $250 million, I wish. $250 million, his wages would just be astronomical. I mean, he's probably going to want something like a 700-800 grand a week before tax. So I can't see him coming to Liverpool, if I'm being honest with you. What was the other part of that question? There was somebody else. Sancho, yes, I'd love Sancho as well, Andy. But again, I can't see us doing that this summer, because Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund are going to want probably somewhere between 70 and 100 million pound. United, who would also be linked to Jadon Sancho, have come out publicly, or at least the Sky I should say, and said that they're not going to go above 50 million pound for Jadon Sancho this summer. I can't see Dortmund selling him for that much money, if I'm being honest with you. So maybe it'll be a case of somebody else coming in and putting the money down on the table. Maybe somebody panics at the end of the transfer window, or maybe he stays at Dortmund for another season and there's a deal put in place to bring him to, I mean, from our point of view, hopefully us, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. As a midfielder needed for Liverpool, backup for Henderson or Milner. Well, let's look at the midfield scenario that we have. So we've got Naby Keita, James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, Lallana, who's obviously moving on. Am I missing anybody out here in midfield? Anyone that... Grujic, who is technically still a Liverpool player that could be coming back from Hertha. Fabinho. I think we're quite covered in midfield, which is why I was a little bit shocked at first when I heard about the links to Thiago. But then you think, well, Thiago's a different type of midfielder, and maybe with Lallana moving on, maybe there is a space there that we could bring somebody in. I just hope it's not a case of Gini not getting a new deal and Thiago coming in. Although I still could understand the reasoning behind it. I just want to show some loyalty to Gini, because I think he's been excellent for us. But then again, football's a ruthless business, isn't it? So this is why I'm not making the decisions. Well, it's one of a fucking whole host of reasons why I'm not making any decisions. He'll join Real Madrid, said Hassan. I think that's in relation to Kylian Mbappe. And look, Real Madrid would love him. Zinedine Zidane would absolutely love him to go there as well. Again, though, a lot of money, and I don't know if Madrid have the money, particularly at this moment in time. What about Dembele? Klopp worked with him in Dortmund. Interesting one on Ousmane Dembele, isn't it? Because it seems to have gone a little bit quiet in relation to any transfer anywhere for Ousmane Dembele. Barcelona probably going to want to move on a few players this summer. They did that deal with Juventus where they sent Arthur to Juventus, and then Juventus were sending Miralem Pjanic over to Barcelona. I think there was a difference of about 12 million euro, something like that, in that deal. Obviously, everybody knows Felipe Coutinho is available this summer. He's been linked with everywhere from Liverpool, Everton, Newcastle, Arsenal. I think he was even linked with United at one point. And then, of course, you've got the whole talk around Antoine Griezmann. There was links of Antoine Griezmann perhaps going to Paris Saint-Germain, with Neymar going back in the opposite direction. That seems to have gone a little bit cold. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. I haven't seen much or read much on Dembele in the last 3 to 4 weeks anyway. I mean, there was some lazy links to Ousmane Dembele and Barcelona looking to get rid of him, but I don't know. I don't know. His questions around him would always be... It's not really about his playing ability because he has all the talent in the world. Yes, he's coming back from a serious injury, but it's always been about his attitude, really. And I don't know the kid, so I'm not going to talk about his attitude and if it's good or if it's bad. But if reports are to be believed, he hasn't been great so far in his career. I remember Guillaume Balaguer doing a live video about it, and he was saying that basically he was told by some senior players at Barcelona, ship yourself up, step up, stop the stupidity, stop being late, and just do what you're fucking told if you want to make it at this club. So, I don't know, man. Another one to keep an eye on, perhaps. Ethan's Corner said, I like Usman as a player, but his attitude to the game is not good enough in my opinion. And one thing I agree with Ethan on, and I'm sure you guys agree with me on as well, is Jurgen Klopp will not bring anybody into Liverpool Football Club that he thinks might destabilise the great attitude and the great camaraderie that he has in that dressing room, because those guys go out onto that pitch and they fight for each other week in and week out. They believe in each other. It's a very close group and they all look like they get on really well, and no way will Klopp destabilise that. You know that with the amount of money involved in transfers these days, that no stone is left unturned. Players are looked into obviously from a health perspective, a family perspective, a playing perspective, playing in different environments, playing at different times of the year. The Klopp likes to talk to players before he brings them in to get a feel for them as a person and not just about their abilities or their statistics on the pitch. Then there's a whole host of stuff, man. And Liverpool don't do business quickly. We usually track players for 2-3 years before we bring them into the club. So I don't know on the Dembele thing. I would be doubtful, but I mean, never say never. Thoughts on Marcus Llorente? I don't really have too many, Yusuf, if I'm being honest. Not somebody who would have watched a whole lot of. Hayan said, a defender to partner Van Dijk in a creative midfielder and we're set for the next few seasons. See, I think the defender to partner Van Dijk thing, creative midfielder, I hear you, I'm with you on that one. But I think Gomez is the partner for Van Dijk. Now, then you look at Matip and Dejan Lovren, and when Matip is fit and available, he can do a good job. No problem about that whatsoever. Lovren, I think, is the one that we would all agree is more likely to move on. And if he did move on, then you've got the question of what do? Do you go out and sign somebody like Ben White? Do you bring in an experienced older head and then allow like Kiana Hoover and Sepp van den Berg to develop? You've got Nat Phillips, who's on loan at Stuttgart. Do you bring him in perhaps? These are the questions that I'm sure are going through Jurgen Klopp's head, and I back him to make the right decision because he usually does. There's not many transfers that we've gotten wrong. I hope we bring in at least a backup for Robbo or for Salah and Mane. For me, 3 positions. Somebody to link up the midfield and attack, a wide forward, and that left back cover that you've spoken about. Now, if I want to be really greedy about this, I think we need a better backup goalkeeper as well. Adrian, I could take or leave. It was a good piece of business when we signed him. Obviously, after Mignolet moved on. Karius, who's come back from Besiktas, if he can be moved on, I imagine he will be moved on. He said that he's not going to go anywhere and be a number 2. He's happy at Liverpool. He's surrounded by huge talent. He's at the best place. I don't know. I just think we need somebody who can really challenge Alisson. Although that's going to be very hard to do because you go for somebody who's at the latter end of his career, just throwing it out there as an example, somebody like Handanovic from Inter, although he's not going to go anywhere because he's quite happy and settled at Inter. I don't know, it's a difficult one. And then of course you've got Camille Grabara, Queeveen Kelleher. No shortage of keepers at the football club, but still nobody that I think as of yet is good enough to be a real able deputy to Alisson. Difficult one, because you look around other clubs and you look at, let's say United, they've Sergio Romero there as a backup, they've got Dean Henderson on their books, and we are lacking, I think, as a quality backup goalkeeper. Cape Town Muslim, lovely to see you in, buddy. I hope you're well. Nick Pope is a shout from Hassan. Hayan, talk to you soon, mate. Thank you for dropping in. What else have we got? Koulibaly would not much improve Liverpool. A team like Arsenal would suit him more nowadays. Kevin Jean. I think Koulibaly would be a great signing for anybody, but the real question is, would we be happy if the club went out and spent, let's go with De Laurentiis, the Napoli president. He wants something around 90 million for Koulibaly. He said already that he'd dismiss anything even around the 60 million mark. So let's split it and go with 75 million quid for Koulibaly for a 29-year-old. I wouldn't be happy with Liverpool dropping that much money when I think that 75 million could have gotten us a far more versatile and far more needed attacking option, in my humble opinion. But then again, this is why we're having a conversation about it, isn't it? People have varying opinions. Exploring with Clive, thank you very much, mate, for joining Anfield Agenda FC. Welcome to the family. I hope you get use of all those cool emojis, mate. And also, I'd love to see you in the Discord group. Check out the community tab of the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel, buddy, and you will see a link there to join the Discord group. Welcome to the family, buddy. And look, welcome. This is why I love our subscribers and our members so much. They welcome new people in straight away with open arms. I love it. What's the latest on Thiago, said the LFC 101. I've seen nothing new today, mate. Nothing new whatsoever. You see, you look to the European journalists and they seem to be a bit more optimistic about Thiago coming to Liverpool. But then you go and you look at the Echo, and the Echo are saying that they've, from their sources, no interest. I don't know. James Pearce has kind of been saying maybe just keep an eye on the situation. Other journalists have said that Liverpool have agreed terms with him and it's just over to chatting to Bayern Munich about it. And look, I've always said, I take in all the information that I can read and that I can get, and then we have a conversation about it. I don't ever claim to be in the know. I don't ever claim to have inside information on Liverpool Football Club. I'm just a fan like everybody else. So, no is the honest answer. I haven't seen anything new today, but I think we'll figure out this one in the next 3 or 4 days, I'd say. We need backup in the fence, said Matt Douglas. I trust whatever Klopp decides. He's done us proud up to now, said 210 records. Completely agree, pal. Completely agree. Not a Liverpool question, just a thought. Who would Harry Kane sue? Maybe Manchester City, said Kevin Jean. I think if Harry Kane leaves Spurs, he'll go abroad. I just get that feeling from him when I've heard him talking or being interviewed. He seems to have... I think he seems to like the idea of a move abroad. I've said this a few times, by the way. I actually said it in one of the 888 Sport videos. I would like to see Harry Kane move on if I was a Spurs fan. And people are going to look at me and go, you what now? Yes, I do. I said the same about Eden Hazard and Chelsea, and I think I'm starting to be proved right on that one. If I'm Harry Kane, I'm looking at Spurs right now and going, are they going to win trophies anytime soon? And the odds are probably not. But Harry Kane's sale could fund an overhaul for that Spurs squad. You're going to get serious money for Harry Kane. And he's at the age now where I think you would probably get the most money for him, albeit maybe it's the wrong time for it to happen. But I just got a feeling if he was to move and leave Spurs, it would be to go abroad. What else is there? Kane performed better at White Hart Lane, said Elijah John 5. I'd go for Son from Spurs. They're a sinking ship, said Andy Kirkman. It is mad. I mean, they've gone from a Champions League final to potentially now not having European football for the first time in, I think I heard on Sky earlier on, 10 years or something like that. It is weird, isn't it? Because they have a decent group of players there. I don't know. And that stadium is magnificent. I've been fortunate enough to be there for a game before, and it is a damn fine stadium. I'd like Lozano from Napoli, said Rafinho. Through thing, can you say he's superior to his teammates? I think he feels superior to his teammates. Now, I don't know Harry Kane, obviously, but what I don't like about Kane is that Champions League final, he should have never played it. He wasn't fit. Everybody knew he wasn't fit. And they were carrying him for that Champions League final. And there's been moments like that where he seems to just rush himself back. And he never shows up when he rushes himself back. He's starting to pick up a lot of injuries now in his career. But nobody can deny he's a top-level centre-forward. Nobody. The man knows where the goal is. The man will score you goals. But he hasn't been in at least my memory, and I could be wrong on this, but he hasn't been really in and around the Golden Boot chase for the past few years. And if you're talking about somebody at the very highest level of world football, he probably should be, you know. And it's the injuries that are probably stopping him. He seems to get injured at really important points of the season. Can't see you, Craig. It's just a floating head. I know, full-on camo gear. I'm a chameleon. A chameleon. I hope people get that reference, by the way. Bonus points if anybody gets the reference to why I'm saying chameleon. If you're watching this back later on, put it in the comment section below. If you're in the live chat now, if you get what it's from, let me know. I'd be very impressed if you get that one. Sorry I typed this 3 times, but Kikir was linked to us recently, said Ethan's Corner. It's been linked to us for a long time, man. Ergücan Kikir, for those of you that don't know, he's Trabzonspor goalkeeper playing in the Super League in Turkey. His ex-manager actually came out a while back and said that Ergücan had told him that he was going to be coming to Liverpool and that things were agreed. I don't know. It's definitely a goalkeeper that we've been linked with for a very, very long time. I've seen figures ranging between 15 million to 30 million. Trabzonspor are challenging for the Turkish Super League title. And he looks a very good goalkeeper and exactly the right type of keeper that I'd like to see us bring in to challenge Alisson. Kane scores goals, but I wouldn't want him, said Dave Smith. Saka would have been class, said Rafinha. Alaba would be decent because he can play even as a left winger. The Alaba shout is one that's a good shout. David Alaba, again, another player at Bayern Munich who has 1 year left on his contract. I think he's 27 years of age. Can play at left back, left wing back, centre back, midfield. I think he's played at midfield a few times for Austria. And somebody who, again, will be a signing that makes sense, a signing that will be versatile and give Klopp options. I'm not saying we're going to get him, but I can say I understand the links and I don't know why Bayern Munich would be letting go of him. Maybe he just won't sign a new deal. I don't know, but yeah, I can understand that. I can understand the thought process beside that. Thomas McGee said I want Werner back. He's too old, man. Werner's 37, going on 38. Oh, obviously, he's fucking 37, Craig. He's going on 38, but his best days are behind him. Just enjoy him when he was here, because I love Pepe Reina. Still love him as a man and as a person, but I can't forget the little snidiness when he wanted to move to Barcelona, by the way. I mean, that's the one taint I would put against Pepe Reina, that he seemed to really try and force that move through to Barcelona. And look, at the time, Liverpool weren't the force that we were before that, particularly in Europe. And maybe he thought that was his one chance to get the move to Barcelona. But yeah, that was the only gripe I ever had with Pepe. We've done Thiago loads on the stream, mate. Just go back and watch it back later on. I can't go back, keep going back over it, but there isn't really nothing new to it, to be fair. Not me said, hi Craig. I know you like boxing, but would you go to see the confidence boxers have on calling their shot? I don't know what? Would you like to see the confidence boxers have on calling their shot? What to do in football? For example, players saying we're going to win the Premier League. I love a bit of arrogance, if that's what you're asking about. Yeah, I do love anybody who's arrogant and backs themselves. It's a little bit easier in boxing because you can map your route out a bit more and you kind of know if you're working your way towards a title shot or not. But you have to in boxing. You have to go out and say I'm going to win. You can hardly say, well, we'll wait and see what happens. You know what I mean? You need that bit of arrogance, and I think it adds to your mystique and your promotability in boxing as well. Who do you think will win the Champions League? I say Pep or Bayern. I agree. I think Manchester City or Bayern Munich are probably the two front runners for me for the Champions League this season. Interesting to see that the second leg that was supposed to take place at the Etihad may well have to be played in Portugal because of the quarantine restrictions on people arriving into the UK. Right, last couple of comments before I finish up. And again, just a reminder that there won't be a live stream tomorrow. We will be putting out the preview part of this stream. We'll be cutting that up and putting that out tomorrow, but we'll be back on Wednesday 30 minutes before kickoff. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up as well. We'll be back for the Brighton game. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. Hopefully it's 3 points closer to the Reds, breaking that Manchester City points total. Right, who do I want at Liverpool? Doesn't have to be linked. Houssam Aouar, Jadon Sancho, Kai Havertz, Ben White. I wouldn't mind Thiago, wouldn't mind David Alaba, Ergücan Kikir. I wouldn't mind us going out and looking at Todd Cantwell either. I think I've pretty much covered everyone who would like to see at Liverpool. That's me being extra greedy. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call that one a night. Thank you so much for being with me. If you're watching this back later on, please do let me know your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comment section below. Hope to see you guys on Wednesday for the game against Brighton. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay well. Lots of love to all of your families. Thank you to everyone that sent super chats tonight, that became a member of the channel. And yeah, look, I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. Up the champions. I will chat to you soon. Lots of love.